Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 4 already. Wow, can you believe it? We are getting close to the midterm. Midterm week, by the way, is February 11th through the 17th. Again, they're still a few weeks away, but just wanted to advise you that during midterm week, that's the only assignment you'll have is the midterm. You have the entire week to work on it. There's no discussion board that week. There's no quiz, just a midterm. So anyway, welcome to week 4. I wanted to tell you that looking at the discussion board participation, I'm very pleased at what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a real good effort there. I'm not having any issues with you folks this term. Y'all are doing just great, and that's a credit to you. The discussion question this week is de jure segregation. And for some of you, I realize this is a new concept. The idea of de jure, it's a French term, but it's the idea that racism, discrimination is institutionalized in the laws and the customs of a group. And when we say institutionalized, what we mean is this, that it's built right into the institutions of society. If you look, for example, at the Jim Crow laws in the South, that prevented people from voting, from working, from hundreds of things, going into various stores, shops, churches, movie theaters, riding the bus. All of this was different forms of de jure segregation. In the educational system up until, and even beyond, Brown versus the Board of Education, separate schools. If you look at 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson, and, the separate but equal clause. So you see these things are built into our institutions. The economy, because of people's race, they couldn't get certain jobs in the military, in politics. Again, we even see this today, and that's the point of. And if you look at the institution of family, it took Loving versus the state of Virginia for the Supreme Court to say, you can't make laws that prevent people from marrying somebody because of a different race. So, even though those laws have changed to some extent, if we look at the long-term effects of these things where blacks, for example, were not allowed to own property. There's a great book called Black Wealth, White Wealth. I'm sure I have it in my shelf. I just don't want to take the time to shop for it right now, but I have it in my shelf. And it's the whole premise that, African Americans were not permitted to own property. And if you look at how some groups, particularly whites, gained their wealth through the decades, is through the acquisition of property that they then passed on to their heirs. So anyway, that's what the discussion is about this week, and asking you to look at how the long-term effects of de jure segregation impact not just African Americans today, but all racial and ethnic groups in this country who, don't fit into the mainstream, if you will, the white male society. And again, it comes from, if you will, a bit of a critical theory perspective, a conflict perspective. But that's your discussion question for this week. So I really don't have a whole lot more for you. I do want to remind you, if you want to make up a quiz, shoot me an email if you've missed one and you need to make it up. Otherwise, the discussion boards cannot be made up. Again, that's an interactive assignment. So that's it. That's all I have for you this week. I wish you all the very best, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.